Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the live commentary of the FIDE Online Olympiad and the Singapore team. My name is Andrey Terekhov, and we will be watching the 3 rounds today. And I'm joined for the start of our broadcast by Greek Grandmaster Efstratios Grivas, a famous coach, trainer, and author. So welcome, Efstratios, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you very much for the invitation. I cannot wish you good luck. You understand this, but
that's all right.
Let's see some nice battles.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So I wanted to maybe ask you a few questions. So as you can imagine, for Singapore, this is really, it's a new kind of level. We were qualifying to the Division 2 from Division 3. So the Singapore team is already playing for, they played 9 rounds just to get here. But this is the level where it's much more kind of advanced. And so the first 2 boards for Greek team, they are with the Grandmasters. And there is IM also the 3rd board and the ladies board. Maybe if you don't mind, can you talk a little bit about the players there, like Grandmaster Halkias, Pavlidis, and the other players on the Greek team?
Well, the 2 first board, Halkias and Pavlidis, are good Grandmasters, but okay, let's say they're not on the top 5. It seems that Greece is not playing on the top 5 players.
Okay.
I think because of different obligations. Next are the women team, which is the strongest, good players. Cholakidou was champion of Europe in her ages groups for 3 or 4 times, so you understand it's already a big power. And he was among the 21st women in some moment. And now she's in St. Louis studying and working there. I think she's going to improve further.
Okay.
Where juniors like Alexakis, they already saw some IM of 2450 and very good prospects of going farther on the top. It's a strong team. Still, it's a very strong team. Okay, the odds, of course, is nowadays against Singapore, heavily against Singapore. But because it's rapid games, let's say that I could expect a score something like 5-1 for Greece at the best, or something like that.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, we have a prediction. We have a prediction, so let's see how it works out. And obviously, we will be cheering for our team to score higher than that. But okay, it's difficult to kind of argue. It's the level of the players in Greece is very high, and so it's going to be a tough test for our team. And as I was saying, for us, we're already advanced from the previous division, so wishing for the best. Maybe if you don't mind, Grandmaster, so can you talk a little bit about what you are doing? And so I know that you are very busy with coaching, and that you're working also with FIDE, and that you're permanently working in Arab Emirates, right? Maybe a little bit about yourself and your work.
Well, I have retired from playing on the board chess some time ago. This is normal because we're getting older and we don't have the power anymore, and the will, because the will is probably the most important, is motivating you to play. And for the last 20 years or a little bit less, I'm working as a coach trainer in parts of the world. I have 2 academies. But my main base nowadays is in Dubai. So now I'm in vacation in Athens because, okay, it's a little bit hot now, in Dubai. It's over 55 degrees sometimes. So you're being roasted there. It's a little problem, but it's okay. And I'm authoring books, editions, different stuff. And, well, I see chess from another point of angle, that it gives me pleasure to see my students, my trainee getting high results because I'm working usually with trainees that they're eager to get medals uh, in every category. I mean, I have working with world champions under 20,
Hmm.
European and some ASEAN as well. So I just like my job now because after some certain age, playing over the board is either only for fun, which I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Chess for me is a serious stuff, so I don't want to play bad, but you can't help aging.
Yes. Yeah, I know how it feels myself. Yes, I'm getting much harder every year to compete, with younger players myself. Okay, so fantastic. And so, have you ever been to Singapore? Have you ever met our players here at all, anywhere in the world?
Well, I've been in Singapore quite a long time ago in 2009. I gave a seminar, a trainer seminar. So I
Mhm.
can't say that I have met the new generation of Singaporean
I
players.
see. I see.
But I'm following worldwide, and I see that Singapore have made good progress in the last 5, 6 years, I would say.
Hmm.
Produce some players, but the system in Singapore is completely different than other countries, than some other countries. It's more focusing on chess as an educational tool
Hmm.
than a sport tool. So youngsters are used to give up chess when they get to a certain age, to get to college, to get, their own job. So chess becomes a very uh, second or third or fourth priority in their life,
Mm.
and this doesn't help their development as top players.
Mm.
This is not bad. It's a matter of choice, and it's happening in the most of what we would say today capitalist countries. While countries like China, India, let's say, or Russia, or other ex-Soviet republics that they're supporting chess by the state, they're getting still very good players because supporting is a very important tool to improve. Actually, I don't believe that there is talent on the other things that people are trying to fool us around. I used to wrote in one of my books that talent is the excuse of the failed, and I really believe it. Everything in life is education. I can compare it even by making the question why you're going to school and to college. If you have enough talent, you don't have to go anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't really count. So if you really want to work, you love chess, and you have the right people around you, then you will improve. You like it or not, you will improve. There is no way out. It's not about talent or the other stuff. It's about good, proper education, and not about hard work. Many people are fooled by saying you need a lot of hard work, hard work. Nobody likes to work hard. What you need is quality work.
I see.
Quality work can be made only by qualified people.
And how is it working in Greece? So, like, how do you see the system of chess education in Greece?
40 years ago, around 40 years ago, was about what is Singapore today
Hmm.
in chess level, let's say. But suddenly the state started to support a program that helped, the federation also made a great job with that, that helped the people who wanted to do things to improve. And suddenly the result paid out because just in 10 years, I remember that started in 1980 about, in 1990 we start producing grandmasters. And say producing because actually it is a production of the system. And we have produced from that time very short. In the next 10 years, we produce something like 12 grandmasters.
Wow.
But this is not about talent or whatever. It's about proper work. Proper work supported by money. Unfortunately, without money, you cannot make the world move around.
I see. I see.
Nobody will help you for free. Even if he does it, he will do it for a very short period. It's not enough.
Okay. Okay.
And now we are steady, producing some players. Things are slowing down because, you see, the state help reduced, and in the same time, the production of good players reduced. Now we produce something, let's say, but okay, it's not on the same level we had before. It's very slow.
And so do you see also chess players kind of dabbling in that and then moving to something else, like when they get out of school or university? Is that also something that you are seeing in Greece?
No, they're not moving out so much because they have the luxury to play tournaments and also go to university. In Greece, we have a lot of tournaments, a lot of open tournaments and GM tournaments and everything going around all the year. So it's quite easy if you are in Greece to play non-stop.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of tournaments,
especially in the summertime. And this helps, of course, the improvement because someone who comes, decides that, okay, this summer, when we call summer, we mean about June, July, August, I will play something 90 games. You can easily play 90 official games with standard time control. Of course,
in the summer,
improving because you can test every day one game. You one tournament over, one day just to move to the other. You continue like that. So this helps people improving because they are testing their ideas, their knowledge, and of course they have the practice they need.
I see. No, that's great. I was thinking myself when I was living in Europe about going for like the circuit of the tournament. Like I saw there were several tournaments in Crete Island and everything. Yeah, like never got around to that idea, but yeah, I know it's popular.
Well, you should plan it for next year, and
finger crossed.
Play 3-4 tournaments in a row. It's quite nice. Different seaside towns, nice environments, nice foods, nice enjoyable nights on the sea. That's good. Greece is heaven in earth, as I call it.
Okay. One final question that I have for you, do you yourself play online? Do you practice that at all, or do you think like this is mostly for young players?
No, I don't play online. I nearly played my last official tournament should be something back in 2002, if I remember well.
I see.
I don't like it because generally there is this problem of cheating.
Yes,
and becomes a little bit irritating when you are trying just simply to enjoy a game, and you see some youngster of 1500, let's say, playing the game of his life.
Right.
And I don't get what pleasure he can have by showing his friend that his good engine beat the GM. I don't really see it.
I see.
But okay, he sees some things that he feels proud of cheating. And actually, this is a very bad way of learning things in life. Obviously, there is a problem because you cannot check everything. Nowadays, is the same, let's say, companies, online companies, they provide the tools to cheat.
Yes.
Because in this way, they want to attract much more people, much more. It's a fight for money. Okay, they can have their own fight, they can do whatever they like, but I decided to stay away from it because it doesn't give me any satisfaction.
Yep, understand. Okay, thank you so much, Grandmaster Grivas. I think we will be now probably switching. I see that some of the games are already going into out of the opening, and like there is going to be probably more interest at watching them and like analyzing them for the audience. really thank you for your time. So and yeah, like any kind of a parting wise words for our
Well, if
audience.
you can switch your
Yeah, I can.
you switch it, I can give you some ideas very briefly.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if we can make it work. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I see it. So
Okay.
the first game is Kalkas
Yep.
against Teen.
Yeah, Jingyao and White. What do you think about this one?
Well, White, first of all, we have to understand that they have the two bishops and uh, good prospects because slowly he can kick out the knight. For example, he can move the knight from f3, playing f3, and then go to a very pleasant game where Black will suffer. Generally, Black here has to be careful, but your player has good chances even to prevail. He's slightly better. Everything depends on technique here, how good is his technique. And to avoid some tricks, because the knights can be a little bit tricky around.
Yeah, yeah. So I only think like maybe like Black has probably good chances to exchange all the pawns on the queen side, and then.
No. This will just improve the white bishop. There is no reason for that. Okay. I would prefer to continue something like maybe a change queen and go knight a4, but is white to play.
Yep.
Okay, white seems to play something like rook d1, but then taking only two, knight a4, no. Probably it's difficult to find a good move. Probably he has to play some forcing line.
Maybe something like bishop d4. I don't know, but it actually doesn't seem like it's so easy for.
Well, if there is something, could be on the c file. So
yeah.
The only maybe thing to play is maybe take on b5 and play rook fc1. I don't see any other valuable thing.
Okay. Cool.
Or even take on d3. Take on d3 is an interesting idea. Bishop d4.
Yep. That could be a good, interesting option. Shall we look
they only want to improve a little bit the pieces and avoid something like knight a4, which is quite annoying for white.
We can actually just.
But generally, I like it for white.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to put a.
Now the second board, I see.
Yep.
Pavlidis against you.
I think white must be better here.
Well, Pavlidis is strategically better, but black is. Pawns are not important for the time being, so a7 is not that important, but the activities of the pieces are. Okay. So ideas like rook e2 can be fatal if you're not working. And then maybe queen g6. Knight can come to a4 in some lines if the bishop goes away. I like the way black is playing, but I see that he's short of time.
A really long time, yes.
And that's one of the main things of Pavlidis, that he's playing fast. He's practical player, and he's quite tricky.
Okay.
So it's a position that suits him, Pavlidis, but I don't know about your player.
Yeah, I think like probably something like rook e2 has to be played, because otherwise, yeah, we need to. Oh, he played something else, bishop c3, so I didn't guess. Okay, well, it's also some
interesting because he wants to play rook g6, knight f4 in the future if you exchange the bishop.
Maybe
can be interesting stuff. Generally, dynamically, black is okay. What I am telling is that time can be an important factor here.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Let's look at the third board. So
this is Cholakidu. I think looks at the first side that Cholakidu already is on the top.
B2, I think, was missed.
It looks like because, okay, Maybe rook b1 now it's the only move.
I think, yeah, let's maybe just...
But he's losing, simply, okay.
Take.
Queen a5, I mean, take on b1, queen a5. Looks like the end of the story.
Bishop a3?
Yeah, you have things like that, but I don't know how much it helps.
Not too
because,
much. You have like 2 pieces for a rook, right? And black has also pawns, so...
2 pieces for rook, but the pawn on b2 is quite strong, and your pawn structure is a little bit wrecked.
Yes, I'm afraid that's not going really well.
So I don't like it. White pieces are passive. I cannot like it.
I see. Okay, let's move to the next one. And I think that's... Oh, no, it's not the last one. But yeah.
Oh, Markadonaki. Okay.
Ancon. Was probably what, Rui Lopez? What was it? Yeah, it was Rui Lopez, something close variation.
Okay, slightly better for white. Square d5 is weak, and the center will be under pressure. D6 pawn is weak. Maybe rook d1 will come, stuff like that. Black has no active play. This is the problem, I think.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And like
I mean, rook d1 simply prepares, if you play knight a5, bishop f6, and bishop d5 with very stable advantage.
Right. Yeah.
I think white is better, and what is the style of this, the Greek girl? She plays just to centralize the piece and try to find some positional ideas. It will be okay for white. White is better.
And also more time.
Much better time.
Yes, yes. I think that's also a factor here. It's going to be difficult.
They're playing quite slow, I see, the players of Singapore.
You see, that happens, I think. I mean, some of them just, like some of them are faster, some of them are slower. But there is also like when you're playing against a higher rated opposition, very often people start to double check and triple check, and they spend time on that. So I think that could be also a factor. Oh, wow, look at that. There is a classic.
Well, we have a typical
rook
position, rook c3 sacrifice in the Sicilian. Black has very good compensation as long as he keeps the queens on the board. Well, I would prefer to be black here, to tell you the truth.
I wouldn't want
because it's quite difficult to find ways for white to exchange queens, to exchange 1-2 pieces. Yeah, I mean, but queen b4, but then maybe something like queen c7 keeps all the threats on bay, and it's quite difficult for white to create some play. Still, the exchange, not counting here, will count in a possible ending. So here, what really counts is the activity of the pieces. It seems that black can have more active pieces or more plans.
Right.
Let's say. This is the problem in this kind of position. Yeah, c4 is hanging.
Or maybe
even
d5.
he can take the pawn.
Or you can play d5 right away, maybe even.
You don't need to. I mean, why not take the pawn? You simply have a nice pawn for the exchange, healthy pawn structure. You're threading a lot of stuff. Okay, you open a G file, but it doesn't seem that white can do much with the queen on B3.
Yep.
It's quite far away.
I think, I would agree. I would definitely want black in this position. And the last game on the girls' board, I think, Anastasia Avramidou.
Yeah.
And we have
typical King Zidian with the knight on e3 according to Nimzovich standards. Okay, here we have a battle, of course. Still, it's unclear situation. But white seems to have everything under control. And the problem is the knight on b7 doesn't have a great future. Well, if you move it to d8, you will allow something like c5, which could be also annoyed as well.
Yep.
Because what the knight will do on b7 in the end of the day, nothing.
I also don't like that white can play something like queen c3 and maybe just bishop c6.
Yeah, also this, it's annoyed as well. Well, I would prefer to be white here, surely. But I see that, okay, times are about equal, let's say. The problem for black is he lacks some proper plan, at least immediately. Because
Yeah,
you
I'm not
can't do
sure.
match with a knight on b7 and your queen side fully blocked. You cannot play on both sides. You don't have enough pieces to either side.
And the bishop on
Okay, and
h6 will
white
also
can
do.
prepare some timely, well-timed g4, which will kill the game. For the time being, it's difficult. But he has all the time in the world to do it.
Yep, yep.
This is
Okay.
the point.
So, and our first board is doing okay, like positionally, but pretty bad on time. I mean, which is, he's down to second.
Time, yeah, here is bad for white, but position is great.
Well, black can now
Position is
change.
simply great. Okay, I don't say that black is white is better anymore because he can lose the bishop in no time.
Mm-hmm.
But what I mean is that the time is not helping.
Yep.
When you have only 37 seconds, your opponent is a better player with 6 minutes. Even equal positions can go up to killing stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe here b takes c4 is a problem, yeah, because your last rank could, white's last rank could be weaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because taking on c4 and then, okay, you take with the bishop is maybe take on b2 and bishop d5.
Or just
okay,
another.
it's white is fighting to keep equality.
Oh, he played there.
This is even maybe even better. Maybe this even wins in a way.
Yeah, like you cannot take that, right? Let's put this.
If you take it, I take on b2 and things are over.
Yeah, and then it's back rank, so it's not.
Because mate follows in the last rank. That's what I told you. The last rank is weak.
So he.
So actually, this is what happens. Usually, the weakest player gets a maybe little favorable position. He doesn't know how to control it. He is destroyed in self-destroyed in a few moves.
Happens to me very often, that's for sure. Okay.
Well, it happens to a lot of people, you know, especially. That's why we say that ratings counts, because it means that in a certain moment you will not get it well.
Yeah, true. And in this game, there was so many changes since we last saw it, and now white is simplified everything to a end game and a pawn up.
Okay, and that's a pawn down and game probably should be lost.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Knight goes to d3 and the pawn will be slowly pushed. I don't see any chances.
Yep. It's unfortunately so far it's not going our way, which is again to be expected. The in terms of the level of the opposition. Just looking at if there's any boards on which we are having chances. So here, let's just count the pieces here. Actually, white is like a piece for a couple of pawns, right? But b2 is very strong. So unless, how does black defend b2?
I don't see the black queen anywhere.
Yeah, I know, but like two rooks and then like white has an extra piece for a few pawns. But
well, two rooks for queen and pawn, but the most important is the pawn on b2.
But can black save it? I'm not sure I see how to save it. Like white offers exchange, and how do you, of the bishops, right? How do you get to protect b2?
Surely the Greek player is in trouble, because if he loses the pawn on b2, then it's quite difficult. Very difficult, I would say. Probably losing, but okay, that was a miscalculation or something.
Yeah.
I cannot think for anything else. I mean, it's...
That's where we left the position, and then, oh, look at that, bishop b6. Interesting.
Okay, bishop b6 is understandable, but
then
maybe it's not.
I think the point was like they wanted to control b2 pawn, right? And then
Yeah, but what about bishop d4 here?
bishop d4?
Yeah,
Knight d4?
no.
Let's take a look.
Queen take b6.
Oh, I didn't see that, obviously. And if I take with a bishop?
And then, no, it's not working. There is a check on e6 beforehand.
Oh, yeah, even that, even worse. Yes, okay. So bishop b6.
So that's how she got into trouble, let's say. And she sacrificed some queen.
Yeah, and then...
Okay, this is the style of Cholakidou. She plays very aggressive. She likes to sacrifice things. So if something goes wrong, simply went wrong.
I see. Well, yeah, actually, in our player here is also, she is famous for like kind of being tricky and difficult to kind of pin down. I played her myself many times, and even like when she's worked, she's often kind of turning it around. Okay, well.
Anyway, very soon we'll know the result.
Yes, that's also true. I think we're like looking at the last seconds here, really. Like, so okay, they did exchange on f6, and now I think she will be taking on b2, right? And and then we will see what happens. And then rook, actually rook f2 now then in strong. So maybe white doesn't.
Yeah, but white can deal with it. Maybe something like even king c3. Well, okay, queen b2 is not bad, but I've seen better things.
Yeah, I think you have to play something like king
c3. Otherwise, you don't have to go like this. Okay, well, I don't say it's easy. I say that black will surely suffer here.
But white has
and probably will lose.
White has almost like an extra piece, isn't she?
Of course.
But like, can she play rook f3 now? Oh no, she will take on at c6 and then...
Yes, she can play queen takes c6. Okay, it's about the same stuff.
Okay, interesting.
Generally, white should win, but this is in a standard game. So now here,
that
everything
game is
can
over.
Yeah, Pavlidis won.
This game is...
You can play with 16 seconds here. I think also 9 seconds.
Yeah, and minus the pawn, I think it's probably going to be lost.
Yeah, it's...
What about this one? Let's see. Okay, that's mate.
I think this is mate.
Yes, I think it's just mate coming up. Okay,
yeah,
3-0, let's see. And this one... yeah, okay.
Black is better. You know, black will win also. I think that it will be maybe 1 point in this game. So my prediction.
Yeah, so far you're very much on track. Yes, you're very much on track with your prediction, and this is down a piece as well. I think they should just lost a piece.
Yeah, also blunders. I mean, I see too many blunders. Bishop take f6, blunder simply.
Yeah, I think that was indeed...
Queen c3, bishop c7, bishop b7. She just simply blunder a piece.
Yep, I'm afraid this is also lost.
Okay,
so
she's under pressure.
We are really down, like pinning our hopes for Singapore on this. Oh, and I think she just missed something, didn't she? Because, or maybe knight g5 or knight d4, that was her plan, but I'm not sure if that's working, because I'm not sure you can take on a5 because rook f3 then is coming, isn't it?
Well, as I told you, things are difficult. But okay, it's winning again. Even if you take like this, I think it's winning. But
I'm not so sure.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I think you have to play something like knight g5 and hope that you can actually mate there.
I'd like to wish you nice stuff generally.
Thank you so much.
Corona.
Yes.
And everybody comes back to normal.
Yes, thank you so much, Grandmaster, and thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
All right. So now it's back to just me until the end of the round, and I'm afraid it's really going to be a difficult one. I'm not sure why she didn't take on a5. She could take on a5 here, because yeah, well, I think maybe her point is that black cannot go out anyway. But like I was thinking, just you can take. Wait, not this one. Take on a5. Oh crap! No, it was my bad. Actually, I didn't see after queen a8. I missed rook f8. Wow, getting really old. So what she did is actually probably a better one, because the idea is like, I'm not sure. I'm still not sure it's working, because her point was like you cannot save the knight because then you win it with check, or like the check on a8 is just going to be really decisive, right? Because you can defend on the 8th rank. But this is not so simple anymore, right? So what's going on? Okay, so unfortunately, Qin Jingyao lost. So we are really down to one game that's still being played. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Ooh, we lost also. This can get really nasty, right? But rook a1, rook e1. I think there's only one move here. I'm afraid that might be losing as well. It's really down to practical chances, really. That's not nice. That's not a nice start for our Singapore team, unfortunately. But again, like I just wanted to kind of put things into perspective, because we knew that it's not going to be a walk in the park, right? And it isn't. So what can you say? But it's unfortunate, because like I was thinking that Chen Yun was winning for quite a while, and now it's best if she's just kind of getting away with the draw, right? Which maybe she will, because like the rooks on a1 and f1 and knight on a5, everything is so sideways, you know, like it's, if you just keep on checking, it's difficult to imagine that black can really, maybe she just wants to go to like a7. I'm not sure, like this move. She will now probably play king a7. Oh no, she went the other way. Okay, that's probably, why not knight a7? I was thinking like queen d7 and then knight b7. Oh, there is also like, no, there wasn't actually a lot of checks. So maybe just let me show that on the board again. It almost doesn't matter in a way, because like it's really like people are playing on increment, so it's like we can always, oh, stupid me, of course, queen c5. It wasn't making any difference. Okay, so, okay. I'm really kind of getting missing stuff. Okay, that could be a nice way for black to escape. Knight, king h5. So there are no more checks, right? So what does white do? And there is also like there is always threats of like rook a2, or maybe like rook f1. Two rooks can be really deadly. Well, for good news, white is threatening mate in one, right? So let's not forget that this is an unpleasant threat. So like you can just play, I don't know, like for example, rook f2, because then we attack and like cannot do anything. Okay, that is forced. Do we see forced win for black or not? I don't. So which is good news. Okay, white king is actually escaping. That's some reason for optimism. And by the way, like black is playing on second, so it's not exactly easy, right? So let's see for. Oh, look at that! We actually did win a game. Sorry, like I just checked. Somebody mentioned that in chat. Okay, this is a draw. Okay, so we actually did score 1.5 points. Sorry, like it was really, I was kind of asleep at the wheel, because I was kind of looking at all the results, and I was kind of thinking that this game was lost as well. But look around. It's actually exactly the opposite. So maybe let's do because that was the final game of the match, right? So Singapore Greece is we lost the match, but we scored 1.5 points. So we did score more than the Grandmaster predicted. So let's maybe just spend the next like couple of minutes looking at this game, and then at least to find out how was the turnaround, how did that happen. So I think we dropped off somewhere around this point where black was basically better structure. And I was thinking that could be really pleasant for black in the long run because, like, yeah, white pawn structure is a mess. I mean, look at this. Like almost every single piece is isolated or weak, right? But yet, F5. F5 is an interesting one. So basically, the idea is that black cannot obviously play this because of, well, it's not the end, but it's really unpleasant. And by the way, we can also play maybe rook g3 might be even stronger here. So, but okay, gf probably nobody would really play. But then here is no longer that easy because exactly white is has this plan. And suddenly I'm not seeing like I'm not seeing a good defense. Wow, that was something. So basically, this could be one of those cases where my education and kind of looking at all these static features of the position where white is really struggling. I mean, like imagine like if you're removing the queens from the board, it's very close to lost probably, right? But that sacrifice was probably unaccounted for, and maybe we should really, like, if you are looking for improvement for black, you would want to really kind of change the approach somewhere around here. Maybe even like, I'm not sure actually what it could be because like you have to protect e5, right? So, wow. So dynamic features of this position prove to be more important than the static ones, and I always fall for that myself. So it's like no surprise here. But it's interesting that the opponent, the Greek opponent, also fell for this kind of really attack that came out of nowhere. At least for me, it did. Wow, that's really impressive. So rook e7 is threatened, and there is not much black can do about it. So yeah, okay, here's clearly lost, and that was mate one. Wow. So congratulations. So we did score a victory in this game. We went down, unfortunately, in on boards number 1, 2. This game, probably we kind of, we could have scored half a point more, right? So, but okay, that was not to be. At least there was a lot of very interesting, like finish, tenacious defense, and like saving half a point, being a piece down, literally a piece down. That's counts for something. Okay, here it was a bit unfortunate that basically I think, yeah, okay, that was, I think that Fan Kun just missed this knight a5, and that was really, after that was over, because like you cannot take, or you have to take, but then there is nowhere you can go. Like if king f8, queen h6 with check and it's mate, same goes for h7, h8, so queen, sorry, king g8, queen g3, yep, that was over. That was, I think until here, black was still fighting. Okay, like white is better, obviously, and Grandmaster was correctly kind of calling out. That was not over, although it is difficult actually. I'm not sure how to defend against that. Okay, so that was the first match. So we lost, but there was lots of interesting fighting chess. And maybe, you know what, let's do a quick check at how other games are looking, and then we will probably be looking at the next round in 15 minutes. So yeah, like as was correctly pointed out in the chat, so like we were outrated on each board. And by the way, we need to be clear, like we are going to be outrated on most boards in most matches. At least today we will be. Right, so let's see if you can, let me maybe correct a little bit here on my. Sorry, I'm playing around a little bit with my screen, and I forgot how to do that apparently. Please bear with me. I think I will do it some point sooner or later. Well, maybe not. Yikes. That looks horrible. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just looking, even though like I can't quite figure out how to do that quickly, but in most matches today, if we're looking Slovakia or Romania, we are going to be outrated on all boards. So that's the kind of that's the fact of life. Let me just get back the board and see that that I prepared for the next round. Okay, so let's just maybe quickly check that. I'm really bad with this today. Let's quickly take a look at the results on all the boards. I will be just looking at the different screen and announcing them. So Romania won against like they were playing the Association for the Disabled Chess Players. They won 5-1, so 2 draws, everything else on the first board, on the fifth board, and then they won. Slovakia defeated Moldova. Grandmaster Stachnik defeated younger opponent GM Balagan. But okay, like so basically Slovakia won on all boards. There are 3 draws. Thailand actually did a really good fight. They lost to Latvia, but it was 2-4, and the same was Austria-Israel. So like on the second board, Austrian IM defeated the Grandmaster. So okay, so it looks like if we're looking at the results of the first round, yeah, okay, we are not in the last place, but we are sharing like the 7th, 8th, and 9th places. Again, it's not the end. Today we are probably going to face some of the more difficult opponents that we are going to face in this group. But every match is going to be quite a challenge. So this is something that we need to be really kind of cognizant of. Okay, so I think with that, I'm going to pause. Please do come back in 10 minutes. We have another round. We are playing Romania, which is also like a strong grandmaster team, headed by a couple of grandmasters. Actually, I think they have like 4 grandmasters in their starting lineup. So that's pretty impressive. And I'm going to be joined by our own Olimpiu Urcan, who was born in Romania, so probably I'll be asking him to talk a little bit about Romanian chess and the team that we are going to face. So with that, let me pause, and we are going back live in 10 minutes. Thanks for the attention. Please do come back. Okay, so we are back live, and I'm here. This is Andrey Terekhov, and I'm joined by Olimpiu Urcan. Say a few words. Greet the audience. Olimpiu, can you hear us?
Yeah, hi, Andrey. Hi to everyone.
Fantastic. So we are about to start the second round, and our team is playing Romania. So let's see if I can get the games already going, and let me also make sure is that, yep, we have, the games have started. Let me, Olympia, just kind of make sure that you're seeing the same screen as I do. So that should be working for now. Olympia, can you see the board?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So one announcement I need to make is that many of you probably expect Kevin to be playing on the first board. Unfortunately, he has an important family matter that he has to attend to, and he won't be playing today, and I'm not sure if he's going to be playing for the rest of the weekend, unfortunately. So we'll keep you posted, but this is an update, and obviously he wishes all the best to the team, and but yeah, I think we will be, at least for today, we're definitely going to be seeing, like Ting Yao and Hengyi on the first two boards. Okay, so let's switch maybe to chess, and so like one of the reasons I before we go there, one of the reasons why I wanted to have Olimpiu on a call with us today is that we're playing Romania, and this is your birth country, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
So yeah, so like you probably know most of everyone on the island today in Singapore about Romanian chess in general, and obviously it's a very strong team that we are facing today, right? So and we have, I think, GMs on the boards number 1, number 2. And we have Mihaela Sandu on woman grandmaster on board 4, Irina Bulmaga, also woman grandmaster on board 3. And actually, so like, yeah, we're having literally grandmasters on almost every board, except for the last one, for the junior one, right? So like literally, we are facing almost a full grandmaster team here today. So it's going to be a tough test for our team.
Yeah.
Let's see. Like, shall we just go top to bottom or bottom to top? How do you like it?
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Anything you can.
Let's just maybe go from here. Like in the previous match, I started top to bottom. Like, kind of makes sense to change the order. And I know that you like this idea in the King's Indian, don't you, Olympia?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Not so much me, as if I'm correct. I think this is something that Junior Tay plays regularly.
Okay.
I used to play it a few times myself.
I remember you playing that against me. I remember, like, in my first game with you, I actually dropped the knight on c3. So you played knight queen a5, and I literally played b3, and you just took the knight. Oh my goodness!
I remember that. And you managed to actually win it still.
Yeah, probably, yeah, but that was painful.
It was our first blitz game.
Yeah, like probably like 6-7 years ago. But okay, so like,
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not so sure about this queen b3 though, right? It looks a bit.
Well, obviously, white wants to kind of like, the idea is very simple, that she wants to kind of prevent bishop h3 because b7 is hanging. And yeah, I mean, like, it would be interesting, like, if you can play bishop h3 anyway. Like, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like, take on b7. Let's maybe put it on the board as well. So like, I'm just like, okay, like, I'm playing your role, Olimpiu, here. So
yeah.
You probably need to do something about the rook was hanging. So no, it's probably too much. No, it's probably too much, and there is also like
too much for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, nah. Okay. I'm just kind of. So, but yeah. So basically, then the question probably that white is asking how black is going to untangle, but you can probably just play, I don't know, knight d7, e5.
Yeah, I should just play normal.
Yeah, and then like e5. Maybe then like at some point of time you can play like knight. Oh, look at that. I guess correct. Yeah, it's okay. It's a game. Let's check what. Oh, look at that. Something really quick and fun is happening on this board. Let's roll back a little bit. So it was Sicilian Najdorf with a knight d7, which I remember Kevin was writing in his book about Sicilian Najdorf. I don't know these lines, Olimpiu, so like I will have to kind of rely on our generic tactical instinct. F5 is okay, like to prevent bishop g4 maybe, like okay, you want to castle long, and then yeah, okay, like probably f5. And now you can castle. And here Black decided that I insist on like either playing bishop g4 or on kind of grabbing more space and like developing with a bishop g7. So obviously like white probably does not want to allow bishop g7 and like this easy development. So he took and kind of decided to bite the bullet. But it kind of makes sense, you know, like it's what? It's a pawn for exchange, and the black king is now in the middle of the board, never going to castle anywhere. And look at that. I think actually it might be just losing for black. What do you think?
It looks very dangerous, but yeah.
Like what you play d5, I think is you have to play d5, otherwise you play. So let's say again, let's maybe put analysis here, board for a second. So you cannot do this, right? I think this is just lost. There's also like knight king g3 maybe at some point of time, and you cannot play this because of the knight, right? So you cannot prevent, you cannot check. All of these like good places are like, so you can't really play knight king g6. I don't think so. So d5.
This is a great position.
Yeah, I think white is really kind of doing well. The only thing I don't know what's the next move. Like, do you take? Do you play knight a5 probably? What's your tactical instincts telling you?
I will probably take with the pawn, yeah.
No, but the knight.
Knight is hanging. Hold on a second.
Yeah, like you probably don't want that. Knight a5. Then knight e4, and I suddenly don't like us any longer. C3, same story. I just take. Oh, what's the plan? E5? No, E5 probably is not that good. I'm not seeing the next move after D5. Okay, so that's what they played. Okay.
So he did go D5, right?
Yeah, but then like I'm not sure if like black plays here, this, and unless you can really quickly kind of churn it over, maybe bishop D3 and then. I'm not sure.
Bishop D3 looks good.
But I'm not sure how much is it. It's probably nothing else there, right? Yeah, you have to. I think you really like again, like maybe put again on the board.
It's amazing with the speed Li Qing'an plays with.
Yeah, like I'm not sure. Like you really wanted to play Queen B3. You didn't have to. You could play like here. You could play Knight A5 or I don't know something else. But basically, don't give a pawn, right?
Yeah.
So and now it's pretty much the same, but a pawn down. You probably will win it back. And there is knight of rook f1 that's coming, which is also nice. That's probably. But again, like black can just go back, and I think like with as long as you have this thing, you're not getting too far. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting game.
Yep, we will get back there. So okay, like knight e4 is on the board. So so we have a new player. So I don't think that she played in the first round. So and this is like a classical Chelyabinsk, Sveshnikov, whatever they call it these days. Yeah, like one of the I played it when I was a kid, and the reason why I did it was like I was really happy like with the blitzing the first 10, 12, 15 moves. And this is okay, I guess, for black. But yeah, the pawn was hanging. Let's protect it. And yeah, okay. I'm not sure I like f4 though. What do you think? I think like it really kind of f4 makes my bishop really sad.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure what to think about that.
I would probably have taken and tried to kind of like what I would have done is take on again. Like, let's maybe just put it on the board. I think I would. I'm not sure. I still probably prefer the white position. I was already joking in the previous round that I'm too much for static kind of advantages, right? Like pawn structure and whatnot. But at least here you have this going for you. You have this going for you. The bishop is doing something on this diagonal, right? So at least, like for example, white can play queen e3. They can play knight e3, but maybe that's not that much of a like you can just even take here, like take d5. I think I'm already okay-ish, right? Exchange. Maybe it's a little better for white anyway. But after 4, I don't know. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't think g5, g4 ever happening, and otherwise, like the static weaknesses remain.
Maybe instead of f4, it's a smarter idea to double the rooks on the f file. Just wait.
Rook f7. You can't really double because this pawn is hanging.
Which pawn?
b5.
B pawn. But you can take on b2 anytime, right?
So. True. Yeah, I guess that's probably true. So, but you can start this rook f7. You can also play g6.
Yeah. Rook f7 maybe, and just wait. But it's hard to see how you improve after rook ad1. Yeah. Maybe
b4 coming. So I would still prefer white. I must say.
Yeah.
I'm still very much static advantages guy. Okay. So board number 3. The Battle of the Women Grandmasters, and that started as a kind of a closed Sicilian, right? So it's whoa, knight h6, d4. Look at that, really. Wow. So it's working, right? Like so, she took. White has a pawn, and c3. So, like, why don't you take here? Is it that dangerous? I mean, like, I probably would have taken. I mean, okay, I understand there white has compensation for sure, right? But like at this moment, I would have to. I mean, like, if you're struggling, at least struggle for something, right? Like castle here. Okay, knight and h6 is probably not a great piece, but okay.
Yeah, I guess that's why she didn't take it.
Like, but if you can still hope, like, d6, and then you get somewhere here. So I don't know. And that was at least a more interesting option. And so what? Sorry, I unfortunately moved to the wrong. So what happened? So she decided to go for more closed position, so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. So e5, knight f5, more like Karakan scenarios, or like some kind of scenarios. Oh wow, look at that. We're suddenly getting really popular. We have 300. I don't know, but we have 340 viewers suddenly jumping from like from a dozen, right? So I think let's just check what's happening. We are rated. Somebody is announcing us, so let's just announce the broadcast of the live commentary of Singapore matches in online chess team in the online Olympiad. Wow, we're popular.
Yeah, so g4 played, which is a very bizarre move.
Very aggressive for sure. That's one thing you can at least cannot really argue that white is going broke.
Yeah.
I think the point is that you cannot really play knight h4 here, right? So like that would be desirable, but the knight would just get lost here. And so the question is, where do you go?
Well,
Knight,
what happens if she takes on d4?
I think bishop e3 was probably the, oh no, forget it. Like probably knight d5. But it's a double edged, like to take, check, and even okay, white won a pawn, but I'm not sure. I would probably still prefer black here.
Yeah.
So
d4 might be very costly at some point.
Yeah, well, let's see what's happening here. So okay, black is still thinking, but I think, I mean, going back to h6 is probably not an option, right? Like, okay, she took. So now white has to show. White has to show what she has thought for that. My initial thought was like just go bishop e3, right? Like if you go roll back, but then I realized that that's probably a blunder, right? You just take on e5 and what?
Yeah.
Maybe now knight d5, is it any stronger? You have to take probably, right? Like you can also have queen c5, but okay, let's take. Check. Can go also on g7 now if I want to. Wow, it's actually, that might be unpleasant. Like, look at that. That can be probably a better implementation because there is now this thing, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, that's probably, so bishop e3, bishop e5, and now knight d5, and now you have to calculate something like, but I can force it anyway, right? I can play it before.
Yeah, I think they went down this line. Is it correct?
I don't know. Let's check. Wow, they did. Yes, knight d5. Wow, look at me. Look at us. We're guessing the move. So it's a good sign. So because like in the first round, I was completely behind the players. I was just not seeing anything. So knight d5. Wow, this is getting really sharp. You should really. I'm sure you like it, right?
Yeah, it's an exciting game for sure. I'm not too optimistic about white, but it looks interesting.
But I don't know. Like I am. So like at least
like queen d6.
Queen d6.
Very scary.
Queen d6 is not an option.
Walk into.
No, but like I can take on e7 check. You take. I take on d4, and this guy is pinned. That's unpleasant.
Yeah, but let's say knight e7. Do I have to take?
If you don't, like, what, you just move out, right? Oh, I didn't think about it. f4. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of getting really crazy, but crazy times, crazy measures. You can take on b5 as well. Wow, look at that. That's a really rich position.
Fascinating game.
Yeah, you can probably spend a good a good day analyzing that after that. I wonder how they're doing that with 7 minutes on the clock. So
yeah.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah, we can come back to this one.
Yep. Let's check what's on the second board. Okay, this we're having with white Grandmaster Parlegras. I remember seeing him at many different tournaments when I was living in Europe, and he's regular at the Opens, winning them.
It should be mentioned that Romania is fielding a very strong team. They are fielding the current country's number 1, number 2, number 3.
Oh wow! Really?
Number 10, and a few very promising junior players. So it's possibly one of the strongest Romanian teams in an Olympiad.
I think they are definitely one of the favorites to win the group because, I was just as we were announcing the lineup for our match, right? And there are grandmasters or women grandmasters on all boards except for the junior one. So, so wow, look at that. The first board, this is like one of those pawn sacrifice variations. I'm not sure if Ting Jingyao went for that actually knowingly because I wouldn't be surprised if he was just kind of, that was his.
Yeah, but he told them sacrifices pawns like that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure white has a lot of compensation. There is some compensation for sure, but at some point of time, if black, doesn't need something like knight f7 at some point, how does white?
He didn't.
No, obviously he didn't. But how does white increase the pressure? Rook e3 is nice, but what else? Like f4, f5, d5. It's not easy to see how white can significantly improve the Okay, maybe that's just me not seeing that. It's like probably rook f3 is on the agenda. I don't know, but I would actually prefer black.
Yeah, interesting to see Singao pressing in this sort of positions with white.
Right.
Being a little bit more aggressive.
That's unusual for him, I would say. Yeah, like that's for sure. Like maybe like rook f3 now and f6, right? So like I think f6 or at least exchanging the bishop will be forced. Queen h5. What I'm also worried on time, right? Like if you're looking 3 minutes against like 9, it's important for the for these rapid tournament. Oh, look at that! So like they actually did come. They did follow the variation that we were briefly analyzing. f6 is played. Do you see any decisive? I'm really like okay, like I'm probably getting too excited for white position, and maybe it's not that much. Yeah, maybe it's not that much after all. You can like take on a5.
Maybe she will, she will eliminate both bishops and just play that position. But I didn't like that g4. I mean, I'm also quite an aggressive player and all that. I learned my lessons with weakening moves like that.
Yeah, that can become costly at some point. I'm not sure. Like, and also like, what do you do, right? Like, knight is kind of stuck in opposite camp.
Yeah, you have to trade it for sure.
I'm thinking like, well, no, I think maybe like queen d6, take, and if white is not kind of having a really strong attack really quickly, it can be okay. Well, I think this guy is hanging, so no, it probably doesn't work like that. So probably rolling back a couple of moves, then I should take with the queen, and that's a depressing endgame.
Yeah.
So all the kind of white light squares around the king are really weakening. No, it can be challenging. Let's see what's happening there. Okay, she's thinking on the move. Shall we move to board number 4? That was the Chelyabinsk variation that we analyzed, and I'm afraid it's not going really well for our player. So like she did try. Remember, like I was even put that on the board, like all of these arrows saying like g4 is probably never going to happen, but she was insisting. But the only thing she did achieve is that she sacrificed the pawn. But I think like this pawn is now really going to tie black a lot. No, sorry, that was not my guess, obviously. Yeah, but like it's probably close to lost for black, I'm afraid. What about this game that we saw in the opening? So this is a game where Chingaon sacrificed an exchange, and I think bishop d3 check was. I think we agreed that bishop d3 check was probably too hasty, right? And after that, okay, they actually did play all the moves that we were discussing with you.
Right, knight f5, knight e4, bishop d3.
But now white is just a clean exchange down. Okay, a pawn. It's not great. I mean,
it doesn't look good.
The only good news is that okay, he did win back a pawn, but then the chances are that it can be. You have to go probably knight is 3 now, if you can afford it, because like to cover. Otherwise, I'm afraid like I don't want to allow queen g1, and the knight on d1 is really problem piece, unless I'm missing.
Yeah, still a bit complicated though.
Yeah, no.
White still has some compensation here for
no,
exchange.
Yeah, for sure, and like
2 pawns. Yeah.
2 pawns, and that king is still open, you know.
Yeah.
So like, okay, let me again create a board for us to analyze a little bit. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything, right? Like there is no tactics here. I don't think there is, and I covered every single square I could think of. No, I think it's also probably black will in this case play something like. No, you cannot play that. e6 is hanging, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not that bad. So I think probably black will play something like queen d5 in this scenario. and at least exchange. But then white doesn't have to be worse. Why would it be? Right?
Yeah, I think, yeah, for sure.
I see we are being offered moves in the chat. So
yeah, let's see that queen f3. I think it's an interesting case of how giving a check might not be the best move. After queen f3, king g8.
Yeah, I'm afraid that first of all, black is threatening knight g5 or knight g1, right? So like I would be.
Yeah, queen g1 queen g5.
Yeah, sorry, queen g1. And I'm also worried like even like f file is now you can also play like rook f8 and rook f1. I don't know. Right. I'm really worried about our first rank. Like if you get like you have like 3 heavy pieces for black, right? The moment any of them lands on the first rank, white is tied up completely because like you will never be able to get it out. So I'm not sure I really want to play queen f3 check.
Yeah, it's very tempting to mobilize the queen to the king side, but it can be tricky.
Yeah, so I think I probably would not want knight. I don't like the knight here unless you can somehow connect it to the attack like queen g3, but maybe that's also not working, right? Like the bishop is really good defensive piece. I would play knight f3. Well, let's check what they did. I'm wondering like they probably already moved way past that, right? Yep, knight f3. Look at us. We guessed the move correct. And by the way, in this game, we do have time advantage on the Singapore side, right? So like, he has like 7 minutes to 1 minute for Grandmaster. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I should mention that also in terms of head-to-head encounters, Singapore met Romania 3 times during the Olympiads, and the score is 2 victories for Romania and 1 draw.
Oh, really?
So it should be, yeah, it should be interesting if Singapore can score a historic victory.
I don't think it's going that way yet, but okay, let's see. So, for example, let's return to the first board. Okay, so he won the pawn back. So he did implement this idea with the knight, rook e3, rook f3, attacking a7, and then like Grandmaster decided just to sacrifice back the pawn and simplify. So at the very least, like, okay, white is doing okay, right? So equal pawns, about equal position. I think probably even a little better for white, but time. I'm a bit worried that Qing Jingyao might be a little short on time. In this game, I think, okay, so a pawn is gone. For some reason, black lost a pawn. Okay, there was the d6 threat with a discovered attack on a8. So, okay, that was unfortunate. And I'm afraid, okay, he took on a4, but if he can survive it, he might be doing okay. But I'm afraid that there is some nasty like rook e7, right? Like I would play it. I would probably just play it without thinking twice. Or maybe take on d4 first and then like.
Yeah, maybe that's the simplest way.
I don't even see how you can defend it, right? Like you take. Well, bishop f5 is the only thing, but then there is also g4. No, it looks difficult for black. I mean, maybe lost.
Yeah.
That's our favorite game. Is okay. White sacrificed and exchanged in this position, and I don't think we actually thought about it. Oh, look at that!
Why should the rook down?
Yeah, but look at that. Why black couldn't take on e7? You reckon? In this position, was it really that scary?
King d3, king e7.
Oh, she did even better. Oh my goodness, she did even better. So like the idea is like you cannot really do much. You can even like, first of all, you can take on g4, you can take on e5, I guess. Check bishop e6. No, that's. I'm afraid it's gone because like okay, like it's the diagonal is great, but like the moment you're a full rook down, shouldn't work. Just rook e8.
No, this is compromise.
Yep, I'm afraid this is gone. Yeah, that was interesting. On the last board, so Charlene is, so this must be the, actually, I don't know how the queen got to h7. I'm really curious how the queen got to h7. Let's check. We left it somewhere around here, and bishop d7, queen g5. Okay, so now I know how it got to h8 because white is threatening bishop f3 and just like winning the queen. Really. Okay, all right, I see it. Wow. But then white for some reason didn't. Okay, white didn't want to play e3. Okay, probably let's also put it on the board. So interesting. Wow, look at the tactical explosion in this position that nobody like. My thought was like, why didn't play like e3? And I guess that white was maybe concerned about something like a5 and this one, but I'm not sure it's such a great idea. I would say I would give the h3 pawn any moment. Like there is also maybe c5 check here. Well, c5 is maybe not that much. Probably sacrifice don't work. But maybe like something like this. I don't know. Like, I mean, okay, now I'm getting a little crazy, but why not? Right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to go to h file because you might never get back again. So maybe king f8 and then like c6 or bishop b7. I know, something crazy. Okay, like I'm getting carried away. So, but she gave up the pawn on d4 instead. And after that, black might be not doing that badly. The only thing like queen on h8 looks like Fischer random chess.
Yeah.
I would probably play bishop f6 here just to kind of get it out. Okay, but so far at least that's, I don't know what's going on here really, but it's interesting. I'm still worried about queen on h8 being completely out of place. So yeah, white is probably better, but cd is also threatened, right? Because the rook is hanging, so you need to do something about it. Wow, but
yeah,
at least
queen h8 was a nice attempt, I think. But I think at move 14, if you go a little bit back,
okay.
At move 14, black can simply take on d4. And
at move 14,
yeah, 14 for black.
And bishop e7.
And then you just play that position, as in at least your
so
queen
what?
has a chance.
Rook e8.
Yeah, I'm thinking rook e8, bishop d8.
2 pawns.
Yeah, but at least you got some f5 coming in. You pick up the pawn on h8.
No, f5 will never work now because of c5. No, I don't think I buy that argument. It's just too much.
Is it?
No, I mean, like, you don't want to expose your king so badly, and you need it to kind of get any kind of play. No,
okay,
I think.
So if I go other than f5, let's say something else here.
What? Yeah. It's a lot of material you already invest. Like, you probably need to play something like knight c5, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, knight c5 is interesting move. And then maybe take on g4.
Yeah, now I will probably just even take, you have to take, right? Otherwise I take on d4. Take, you take, and then like king g2. And I'm 2 pawns up. I mean, okay, maybe a little smattering of compensation.
Huh?
No, not really. Like I will play e3 after that, and it's like I don't really miss this bishop. I would probably miss a light square bishop if that was the case, but
right.
No, and b7 is no. I think there's too much, but it's an interesting attempt. But I think what she did was okay. Just like
oh, wait. One more thought. Can we play after bishop d4? You said bishop e7. Can I go queen e5?
Oh my goodness, you're really. Oh my goodness.
I'm just.
You're getting maybe. So let's just show it on the board. And now?
And queen g3.
You take on f2 now?
Yeah, maybe.
But then I just take.
Too much.
Yeah, and no, too much. Hey, by the way, while we were playing around, a lot of games have finished. Right. Let's check what worked out here. Mm-hmm. So this game unfortunately was lost, and like we were afraid Okay, something else happened here. D6 attacking the rook on E8, and after that, oh, look at that. So he implemented the same, only much more powerful. Look at that. Look at that. Remember, we were talking like rook E7 here, but he did much better. He attacked this rook, then he attacked the queen. Oh my goodness, that's like a cascade of attacks. And then check, check, D7, and he also could take on A7 if he wanted. No, this is really nasty. And then, okay, that was gone. Nice, not for us, but
nice Grunfeld, yeah.
It's a really nice conversion. Let's put it that way. This game, yeah, rook down, we lost. But in this game, I think we won. So what happened here? Let's check. Remember, like, and I was saying, like, white is statically better and whatnot.
Pessimistic, yeah.
I completely gave up on that game, I must admit. And it looks really, still looks pretty bad. Okay, let's check what happened. Check, check, check. Knight D7.
How did this happen?
Check. Oh, look at that. Suddenly, wait a second. Maybe there is like a mating net here, isn't there? It is actually. So like I think if like white takes knight E5, then let's say something like, probably let's check first and then play H5. And maybe white is not getting out. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you can sacrifice.
Bishop to. Yeah.
Oh no, you can't even sacrifice. So look at that. Look at that. I was stupid me. I still made. I don't take. Wow. Well, congratulations. Well, that was really something. That's quite a turnaround. That's a really nice chance that.
A very, very unusual mating pattern there.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Here we lost. So the queen on H8 didn't work out really well for black after all. This game is down to seconds. Ooh, bishop C3 is really bad. I'm afraid that's over. Well, rook E2 you have to play. But that's exactly the kind of, so remember I was talking about like first rank, right? So like it's probably one of those scenarios where white is completely tied up. So, okay, now you play knight, king G2. And maybe I would even want to play A4. Okay, he's attacking. He wants to attack something like that. I would think about something like A4, B3. I would try to, but I'm not sure. Like, well, no, it's also not really nice because the bishop.
Yeah, still going on.
No. It's like it's not over, but these pieces are.
Yeah, the two black rooks are just stronger than the two knights, which are very coordinated.
But still, and it's the last game that's still in progress, right? So what happened with Tin? Oh, yikes, that's unfortunate. So he missed that, like literally one mover. How did so he sacrificed an exchange, and I think there is some compensation there, but was it really necessary? When did he sacrifice it?
Yeah, he sacrificed at move 20.
Well, it's not sacrifice. I think he missed.
Yeah, it's forced, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why, like, he should have taken an F7 instead here, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't after bishop C6. You cannot really go back because F4 wins. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. He still has some compensation with those two bishops, actually.
No, it's still, it's okay, but okay, he lost. This is lost, so we are losing 2-0, 3-0. 4-1, and one game is still in progress. That's the story. Okay, let's check. Let's see that game to the end, because like this is the last one, obviously. And ooh, nasty. That was like windmill. Was it even working, by the way? I'm not sure. You probably could have taken that, no? I know you couldn't. I just calculated to the end, so basically like, he could not. Like rook b2 and then rook c2 and then take with the rook and then attack on e1.
Yeah, nice move, rook b1.
Yeah, so especially in time trouble. And, okay, now he is winning, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Yes, that must be lost. That must be lost by any. As they were saying in Star Wars, that should hurt in any galaxy.
Very weird opening. Like, I'm not sure how much of this was theory, but very sharp. And
no, I'm sure it was. Yeah, I'm sure it was off theory from like very quickly. So White is still fighting, but I think it's. Oh, look at that! There is also fans and supporters of Romanian team, and like people are saying like nice streaks and let's go and well played Bogdan. And yes, Romanian team already won, that's for sure. So like there is no argument around here. But I'm still hoping for a little miracle maybe on this board, even though it's kind of hard to imagine that's happening. It's not clear. Yeah, obviously it's not White. Well, let's look at the bright side of things. So at the very least, Singaporean team scored a point, a victory in this game. And by the way, it seems like Black is a little bit struggling with the conversion because like the idea is like if you're, well, you can exchange the pawns on either flank. That's not a big deal, but doesn't get Black anywhere. And yeah, maybe White can still hold it, at least practical chances for sure. Maybe maybe play Rook d4 and ask White what they are doing. Maybe like that's what I would do.
But if he trades now the H pawn and he captures on H2, that would be,
no, but like it's kind of difficult to do that without losing A4 in the process as well.
Yeah, actually not that easy to convert.
Yep.
But the chance for blundering here by White is quite high.
Right.
16 seconds.
Well, you can say that for Black as well. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would really like Knight F6. I understand the intention. I'm not sure I like it. Yep, and that could be one of the reasons.
Yeah.
What do you play now? King D3? I think you have to play King D3, but like I like that kind of a defensive setup because it was difficult to play. Maybe he was concerned that King can go like C5, C4, right? Knight E4 maybe. Yeah, I think you have to play Knight E4, and okay, that's not looking good for us anymore.
It's a very weird kind of fortress here.
I don't think that's much of a fortress anymore. And you know that.
But you don't want to give away the. Okay, Knight E2.
You still have like if you're allowed to restruct, well, yeah, Rook B2, and then he'll probably play Rook A2, and I'm afraid this is it. Yep. He did play Rook A2, and what do you do now? Well, that means that H2 pawn is gone, and after that G3 pawn is gone.
Yeah, this is finished.
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. Yep, it was good while it lasted, but I think like that excursion of Knight F6 probably wasn't really in White's interest.
Yeah. Regardless of the score, there were some quite interesting games.
Yeah, no, yeah, very entertaining.
Very entertaining.
And that point on what was it like board number 4, right? It was really a bonus for us because like I was thinking that White was comfortably better and like should have converted. And Mikhailo Sandu is a famous grandmaster, so it's a nice. It's a nice, so to speak, feather in cap. But here, okay, like just plays H3, H2, and nothing you can do really. Yeah. Oh, that's tough. That's time to resign. Yep. Okay, so that's I think the end of the match. So the score is 5-1. right? And it's a little worse than first round, but again, also like a uh, very strong team for Romania. So kudos to them for very good games, and well, wishing them well in the remaining rounds. Maybe just quickly check if, so like anything that we wanted to show to our viewers that we missed, but okay, like I think this one was that Greenfield we saw. This game we analyzed, and I think it was really decided like by when White went very aggressively, like I think Rook A5. This was very interesting, and I think maybe here we missed a chance for much more, right? Like I think probably White will regret playing Queen D3 there in the opening, right? Check. I think like I know it was a mess, but I think like the sacrifice in general was sound, but the follow-up probably wasn't, right? So like at this point, I would probably very much prefer White, but after the next move on giving up the pawn and E4, maybe not so much anymore. But again, even after that, it was very interesting. It wasn't like one way. It was really difficult fight. So again, I would say kudos to the Singaporean player. It was interesting. It was close, and that game was also like the tactical exchange right there out of the opening and a queen on H8. That was at least unusual, and I think Black was doing okay for a while after that. So like if she would just play something like Bishop F6 and then like Queen G7 and kind of try to untangle the pieces a little, I think that could have gone differently, or at least there would be more fight in that. Yeah. But okay, so that was the match, and I think with that we will be probably announcing another 10 minutes break. So and thank you, Olimpiu. Really appreciate your your participation in that, and thanks to all the viewers. We will be getting back together at 8 p.m. Singapore time in 10 minutes. And by the way, I want to announce the next speaker. I have a guest from the next team that we are playing. Actually, I managed to get the captain of the Slovakian team, Grandmaster Sergei Movsesian. He promised to show up and like we will watch the match together at least for a while. So this is going to be interesting. So please come back in 10 minutes. And for now, we'll be announcing a short break. Thanks, everyone, and see you in 10 minutes.
Cheers, Andrey. Bye.
Thank you, Olimpiu. All right, everyone. We are going to go back online shortly. Oh my goodness, two. You can see me twice. I'm not sure why you really need that. Yeah, I think that would be probably a little better. So as we are preparing for the next round and the game with Slovakia, so let me see if the pairings are already out. I think they are. So okay, so let me build the view for our team. The round starts in about 2 minutes, so we still have a little bit of time. Okay, so I see that in our team, in the Singapore team, we have a change on the board number 5. Otherwise, it's more or less the same lineup as in the previous round. So, which is kind of makes sense after the previous game was the longest on board 5. So we probably need to get a rest to our player. So, and we have Bagri Advait joining us on board 5. I think that's the first game he's playing today, and also the first game in Division 2. He was playing in Division 3 before, right? So let's see. It is. I don't think any of the games started yet, so let me kind of clean it up a little in the meantime. That was exciting round. That was really exciting round. There is no arguing about it. So the game, the next round is against Slovakian team, and yeah, like I was, you were probably watching me changing the flags on top of that. Like I feeling myself almost like the Sheldon Cooper and his fan with flags in this setup. That's fun. Okay. I think I need to do something with the lighting for the next day because I'm really looking like I'm a little bit ghost type of like I'm almost transparent on the screen. That's okay. Well, you're probably not here to watch me anyway. So where do we find the games on chess.com? That's a great question. I don't know the official answer, but let's check. I think there is like a chess. If you just go to chess.com. And they have events, right? So let's see. And we are having the first games while I'm still trying to find out how to watch the Great today. Well, I cannot really find it quickly, but I do remember there was like a direct link. So if somebody can drop that in the chat, that'd be great. Because the link that I was following in the past doesn't work that well anymore. So like we used to have like these chess 2020 FIDE Online Olympiad Division 3, right? And now Division 2 will be, let's see if that link just works directly. And I think I have our next guest on the line. Sergei, can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Fantastic.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well. This is great. So thanks. First of all, thanks for joining me, and it's going to be an interesting exercise, at least for me, with the captain of the team, the opponent's team, right? So, and I think it might be also a bit unusual for you, but so really glad that you are here. So, first of all, maybe you can just say a few words about your team, about Slovakia and its players. I know that the games have already started, but we probably still have some time before it gets really interesting.
Yes. First of all, I would like to thank you for the invitation because, yeah, well, you are right that the situation at this point is a bit unusual for everybody. So, unfortunately, it seems that we are going to get used to this for a while. Well, I hope that we are not going to do this for many years. So,
Right.
in any case, of course, the Olympiad, the idea of online Olympiad is interesting, and all through we didn't have our best lineup available for the event because of the dates, but still we tried to do our best to line up a good team. So hopefully it's going to work out.
Yeah, and I think you're probably one of the most obvious kind of a favorites in our group, right? So like you're have a team with a couple of.
I'm a bit a bit less optimistic about this in general because there are very strong teams like Romania is obviously extremely strong because they have basically I don't see any weakness there. So of course Israel is very strong as well, and I think any other team who qualified and played in this group or plays in this group is can be dangerous, and
Right.
online chess can be unpredictable.
Yes, it is indeed. But yeah, like I think we were having a bit of a rough date so far from the Singapore side. So we played 2 matches and we lost to Greece like 1.5 to 4.5. And the match with Romania was even we scored less points. We only scored 1 point, even though there was in some boards it was a really close fight, and I was thinking that it could have gone differently on a couple of boards. But yeah, it's for Singapore. This is the kind of the toughest test so far, right? So we qualified from Division 3, which Singapore team won, but the level of competition here is so much harder.
Well, on the other hand, you have the advantage that you are already used to the routine of ChessCon, which is not completely the case with all the players. So at least you have you know how it works here, so it can be your advantage, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, but okay. It seems like I was looking at the results of the first 2 rounds. Like the favorites are really learning very quickly there. So okay, so yeah. If you don't mind, maybe let's just switch. Let me start sharing the screen and let's maybe look at the games
Sure.
as they unfold. And let me know if you can see my screen. Oh, I didn't turn it on. How about now? Can you see it?
Just a second. No. Yes, now
Okay.
it's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will have to jump a little bit around here, and like this view on chess.com only allows you to kind of to see the current position, but we can also open the analysis window if you want to dive a little deeper. So let's just go top to bottom, like with on the first board, Olimpiu Urcan, the grandmaster, the famous grandmaster, against our young IM. He already has grandmaster norms, I think 1 or 2. And like, don't look at the ratings. I think all the ratings here should be ignored because they're showing chess.com rapid rating, and maybe a lot of the players are not playing that much.
Yeah, that's true. I think that the ratings shouldn't be well. Definitely are not any criteria at this point.
Right. So how would you like evaluate this position? I would certainly want to be white here.
Well, yes, as I know Lupo, because he is a legend of the Slovakian chess, because I think nobody else is even close to number of participations in Chess Olympiad, and he is still very active. So I think that he is also very happy with the position, because he likes the structures where basically white has a clear plan, he has more space, and just develops all the pieces, and then we'll see how black. It's up to black now what to come up with something.
Yeah, you probably want to do something like, I don't know, e5, but it's hard to see how to do it.
Looks like maybe straight away.
Can you do that? Let's
So I think yes. If e5, if you just take knight g4.
so let's see. F4. Okay, let's take. I'll take with the knight. You take.
Yeah.
Take
Anyway.
knight g4.
Yes. Knight
Okay.
f3.
Yeah. Knight f3, and you just take. Well, after that.
Yeah, but still slightly worse.
Yeah. Mass exchanges d4 diagonal bishop. So probably a little better for white. But okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's maybe a way play. Well, Black has this idea for, I mean, maybe in next move, but probably e5 should be done as quick as possible.
Yeah, at some point of time you have to play that, I guess. Okay, so the second board, so Eva Repkova, that's I think that's a lady, right? So
yes, we had the last. The problem was that the sudden change. She was not listed originally, but the change was allowed, and so we basically listed her at the very last moment. But she played a very good game in round one.
Okay.
And she is also, actually, as Lubo, she is legend of women's part of our team, and just because of the consequences she plays on men's sport.
Nothing wrong with that. Yes.
Sure. No, she played a very good game in the round one and drew Iordachescu and won second game. So I think
cool.
She's doing fine.
So what do you think about this position? I'm hoping, like, okay, and I'm biased obviously, but I'm hoping that white might have a little advantage to bishops and everything.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I agree with you that generally white should be slightly better. On the other hand, the bishop on a2 is not really impressive.
Not a great piece.
So,
no.
Yes, in order to get your two bishops advantage to work, you will probably need first to solve this guy's problem on a2. So yeah. I think it should be closer to balance. I wouldn't pick sides so much here. I think it's a field position open to anything in rapid chess especially.
Okay, let's move on to board 3, and this is the Rassalima Sicilian apparently, right? And
yes,
I don't know the the theory here, but okay, like black seems a little bit kind of struggling with the king in the center, but on the other hand, like probably there is no direct attack on it either for the moment, right?
Yeah, well, I should be very careful with commenting this game because it's my wife playing and.
Oh my goodness! Right. Okay. Yeah. I was talking that I was biased, but now in this case you're definitely even more biased. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
I think. Yeah. Well, like we picked important a4 pawn. King is stuck in the center, but it's up to white now to prove compensation for the pawn. So let's see what's gonna happen here. I'm not completely sure how the position.
Yeah.
Maybe white has to go c3 now in order to restrict
queen
from coming.
You probably want.
But I think black should be doing fine.
I'm a bit worried, like the king, the queen is so much offside that like if you're like b3 or a c4, no b4. Oh, that is probably a queen b4. So like c3 is.
Yeah, well, another idea is also bishop d6 and e5, then it looks also quite interesting.
True. Can you do it immediately? Like, what about if
maybe I can? And e5, yes. And then knight f3 with tempo. Well, it's sacrificing another stuff from b2, but maybe it's.
I don't think you can ever take on b2 because like rook b1, rook b6.
Yeah, but then I maybe but I still got enough rooks on Thursday FCR, right? So like, taking on b2 is not really an option here. So maybe this is also quite an interesting option to play for white bishop d6 or c3.
Yeah, okay. I think it's really kind of double-edged. We'll see how it unfolds. And while white is thinking, let's move to the next one. So. That was probably what you call like Jabava, London.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
I think older name for this is Veresov.
I'm I'm really kind of old school kind of a type. So like like for me like bishop f4 and 93 is.
Even for me, it's better so.
Yeah, and like I think it really ended like, at least in this case, right? So white decided that knight on c3 is not doing anything. But then the question is like, why did you do that in the first place, right? So like it becomes a little. I think like black can probably overtake it at some point. Like,
yeah, you have a big advantage. You can ask your players afterwards.
True. Okay, board 5. Okay, this looks like. Oh, that looks like a strange version of. What was it? Is that? Oh, it was some kind of reti.
Reti with d4, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. So it was it was Slav
with g3, and then it kind of transposed into
some kind of reti with d4 alignment. Yes.
Right.
But it can also be reached something similar with a bit Catalanish as well, but the bishop on g4 suggests that it was.
Yeah, I think the bishop on g4 is really.
Usually on move 2, it's not an option anymore to after knight f6, e6.
Yeah.
It's very complicated to get the guy there.
The only thing, so like eventually black pushed the bishop back to f5 because on g4 it wasn't doing much. So like you can argue like it's almost like they lost the tempo, but I don't think it really matters in this position.
No, not really. I actually would be quite happy with black here because it's kind of a Slav which, well, black can be well as a Slav with a6 player for a long time. I would get something similar on the board and not even such a pleasant version of this. So I think black is doing completely fine here.
Yeah, but yeah. Okay, well, there's still tons of play ahead, and I think at some point of time, just like this being rapid and the strength of the players and everything, it probably will mean more than the opening. But for the opening, black is doing okay. So which is
for sure.
Which is always that's a strange version. It used to be King's Indian attack. That's what it says.
Seems so, yes.
So French with d3. Okay, and black decided straight away to go f6 here.
Yes, this is one of the ways to solve this setup for
knight f6 and okay.
A 95. Wow, a 95 looks strange.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it with. I was like thinking like either knight f1 or maybe like c4. I think in some positions is also possible there.
Yeah. Well, 95 f1 looks reasonable because you just basically are ready to get your bishop to f4 then.
But now, okay, you have to play c4. At least you got the diagonal, so it's not like it's worse for white. It's definitely.
No, I think it's also a reasonable position here. Actually, I'm not sure that black had to push e5 so quickly. Probably would wait for this.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Maybe they were worried that white can push f4, but I wouldn't play f4 if I were white in this position. Maybe like I would do something opposite, like d4, c3, d4, c4.
Yeah, well, maybe just e5, c4. Maybe I would consider also inserting something like bishop g4 here.
Yeah, well,
maybe
queen b3.
But d4, okay, of course d4 is possible as well, but maybe bishop g4 was worth considering here.
But isn't that, I was wondering, like, where were we? Rook e1, e5, c4, d4, a3, and before that. So like you were saying, bishop before somewhere here, right?
Maybe bishop g4, yes.
Like
queen b3, d4, maybe sacrifice this.
You can
bring for the quick development.
It's not easy to get it back, though, isn't it?
Yeah. No, well, I'm not sure the bishop g4 is good. Just have an idea.
But okay. But even then, I think like I'm not sure. I really like f3. I mean, I don't know why, but like I would.
Yeah, f3 is a move which you really don't want to make. The question is if there are any good options here for white. Like queen c2 also doesn't look very tempting.
Queen e2.
Queen e2 is probably bishop g4.
Yeah, that's unpleasant.
Yeah. So maybe f3 is not well, under other circumstances not that bad after all.
Okay, well, now it's
Yeah.
really locked, and well, I'm not sure I like Queen D3 either. Again, like
It doesn't seem like going anywhere.
yeah, I was like, I would put it somewhere here, maybe.
Yeah. This looks more to the point.
Or maybe even like
Question is what
kill A4.
rook B1, B4, yeah.
Rook B1, B4, like the opposite, like kill everything on that part of the board and kind of see if black can.
Well, on the other hand, you control the A8 square, so probably if you get to open the A file, then your rook will get there without any resistance. So
how about like
maybe,
can we even just go B4 straight away?
that would take twice.
Take, and then like something like Queen D3. Oh, I'm not threatening anything. I know I am.
Yeah, but you want to take on B4, I guess.
Yeah, no big plans.
Well, the question is if you are not leaving all your pieces to this queen's line, because then probably F3 may become vulnerable. So something like let's say start with king H8.
Okay. I feel like it should be a little better, no?
And take and bishop F5, something like this to start the counterplay.
Take bishop F5. Okay, well maybe I'm not better after all. Yeah, okay, maybe.
It can be about the call, yeah, rook F1, something should be done, and I think that black has enough counterplay as well here.
For sure, like you can play take bishop G5 or queen G5 even, like something simple like that. Well,
yeah,
no, not
yeah,
like
I think,
thing.
No, not immediately. No, I would probably go
just
like queen G5 immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're probably too far in the analysis anyway. So let's.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's get back to that. What's happening here? Okay, so she did actually like that. My suggestion A4, and it probably was a bad suggestion, but I think she had some similar thoughts of like kind of closing everything on the left flank and try to kind of focus on the right flank. But okay, it's like.
I'm not completely convinced it's good for
no, it's only one way. Yeah, it's exactly. It's only black can play for win, and also the bishop here will never be able. So like I'm a bit worried about these weaknesses.
Yeah.
So I think like only black is pushing for a win now.
Yeah, I would prefer black's chances here as well.
This is still very complex. I don't know. Okay.
I think still black is doing fine.
Yeah, like what would you play with white? Like, do you have to play E3 or?
Sure, I don't like it so much. Maybe well, maybe I would have to settle for taking on E5.
Oh, E3 he played.
I played E3.
But now I think like black can even play like E4. Wow, I'm not guessing any moves.
Yeah, maybe taking is quite okay to and then bringing your knight to E4.
Right.
Or bishop F6 here. Looks also quite natural.
Yeah.
Bishop F6 and then bringing the knight to E6. Bishop F6 with the threat of taking on C5.
Yes, exactly. That's a good one. So like play bishop F6 and then there is this hanging, and then after that, while white is.
Well, white would have to do something like queen C2.
Yeah, but again, like create another.
Eventually, knight F8 probably.
And yeah. No, that can be D4 can be. I lost quite a few games myself with structure like that. I like to build like this, get this extra space and stuff like that, but sometimes that backfires because.
No, this is quite typical for Slav or this type of structures when like if black manages to free his position with E5, then usually gets enough counterplay against D4 and in the center. So right. The lack of space on queen's side is not so significant anymore.
Okay, so I think we went through all the games. So let's check. Okay, we are probably have a couple of boards where Singapore side is low on time, which is also an important factor in this rapid. So and I also don't like this position actually right now any longer. A lot of space.
Yeah. Well, E5 didn't happen, So.
Yeah, it's actually E4 happened apparently, right? So like he was preparing for quite a while, and then white just pushed E4 himself, and now he's comfortable.
So probably we had a key moment of the game, or at least the development of the game, when black had to go E5.
Yeah, even though
quite likely
that I think that's where we left this position, and that's where you were suggesting E5 like as the last last turn. And by the way, probably white could even on the previous move already play e4, no? Or d4 was hanging?
Maybe d4 is hanging. Yes, maybe that's why he plays with d1.
Yeah, okay. And after, but now like, and he moved the queen.
Yeah, now it's asking for e4. Yes.
Yeah, so it's. And I wonder why he didn't play, let's say, something like at least knight d5. I mean, that also seems to be natural.
Yeah, but then also knight e5 is possible for white. Basically, is
yeah. No, it's.
Hey, black is really limited to passive defense. So
queen f8, bishop c8. It's unpleasant. Black can still fight, but I wouldn't be too optimistic, I guess, at least. Well, I'm not sure about b5, but okay.
Well, b5 is also, I think, well, the idea is to provoke c6 and then to try to get to d6 square. But maybe black can get some play with knight f5.
Can play knight f5, or he can even sacrifice at some point of time, right? Like the exchange in there.
Yeah, knight f5, knight d5. Somehow, maybe b5 was not the most precise.
Yeah, I think it was. It was giving black some counter.
Still, black's position is quite solid. Yes.
Look at that. So we are really like.
Oh,
I think
you got your two bishops.
Yeah. So like, remember you were talking about like a second bishop on a4. Though on the other hand, it is black is having like. It's getting really sharp. So like white is pushing for like something like c5, c6. But black.
Maybe now knight d7 is to be done immediately. Well, okay, c6 maybe.
Oh, and he played c6. I would play probably b5 first.
Yeah, but then after b5, so somehow theoretically black can even ignore it. Maybe like b6.
It's like c6, and I'm not getting anywhere. That's your point. Okay.
Yeah, and here after b6, bishop c4 can be unpleasant.
No, I think you have to take, no?
Yeah, now it seems I have to take, but then I have to solve but maybe take and king d8 somehow.
That looks nasty. I don't know. It's you're taking king d8. It looks scary. Like I can.
Oh yeah, bishop c7, king e7 is what I wanted to do.
And if I go back to something like a5, trying to attack, let's say.
But she played b6. Sorry, she played b6 in the game
really?
because I can see it on my second screen.
Nice. b6. Wow. Well, that's risky, but.
Yeah, seems very risky too.
Bishop c4 is kind of.
Bishop c4 I don't like. I mean, bishop c4 seems to be unpleasant here. I'm not completely sure how do I stop bishop a6.
Yeah, it looks unpleasant. And
maybe I will have to do something like knight d5, bishop a6, king d8 again.
And if I check, maybe again.
Then king c7, and somehow then your bishop is trapped also.
So something like these. That was the conversation. And I was thinking, yeah, okay, you're right. I'm actually not getting anywhere. Yeah, I probably don't.
But this is already quite tricky. I mean, I don't really trust black's position. I mean, in the worst case, white has a draw here.
Yeah, they can always take it.
c7, bishop e5, bishop a6,
but he would probably push for more like, let's say, bishop g3, c7. I don't know. Okay, well, that looks interesting. At least that looks interesting. But
promising for black, maybe for white, maybe.
Yeah. The only thing, again, time. It's always. I was already talking about that in the previous matches we were playing, right? At least, and it's also my personal experience that you're playing a stronger opponent, and you're just basically spending more time. You're checking, double checking, triple checking.
Also, it may become a decisive factor at the end because, even the position is balanced, but you simply are out of time, and people make most mistakes are made under time pressure. So this is why it's important to play confidently and play quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's move to the next one.
Yep.
Whoa! Look at that. Why just sacrifice the exchange?
Tricky.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how to evaluate it.
Well, probably knight takes f6 is white's idea, but king h. Well, king f7.
Right now, without even taking on d1.
Yes.
Yeah, that's played already. Wow.
No, it's not. It's not. The position is bishop takes d1 now. White is thinking, but I don't see much of a choice because I have somehow to.
Oh, because no, but like, isn't that too much? It's like it's a full rook, right? So you're
true, but bishop e5 may be coming. If you take.
Let's just put like I just cannot. Well, actually, yeah, I can't believe it works.
Yeah, but bishop e5, bishop e5 is gonna be very bad news for black.
Yeah. No.
And I would I'm
like
almost
this?
sure that this is gonna happen because I think I kind of have quite a good idea what my wife would probably do, and I think that the whole idea of knight g4 is what.
But what if like I don't take and go?
Oh no, rook d1. But this is wrong. This is for sure bad. I think knight f6 was to be played.
Okay, well that so she took with rook, right?
Yes.
And
knight f6. I'm not sure why she didn't do that, but probably had some.
But I think
reasons.
now
Maybe.
black can take on d3, right? Can't you?
Yeah, I think that it's just winning for black.
You cannot take here probably, so you need to take here probably with a queen, and I also have a check in like queen f5 probably you need to play.
No, but I don't believe this anymore. Like I don't know.
You can still take on f6 here, can't you?
King f7.
Oh, I missed it. And there are no crazy checks like no queen h5 or anything.
No, it's very tough with yeah, but I mean with rook on d2 that would be more or less possible, but here I'm not sure.
Probably nothing.
Maybe she would well look completely
queen
crazy,
a5 directly.
Maybe yeah. What it's actually what she did was that after rook d3 she took on f6. I mean, without changing.
Without even changing. Oh wow.
Yeah, without taking on d3. King f7 followed instantly, which is, I mean, queen h5.
Yikes. Now.
Well, this is dangerous. But what? King e6 probably, or king e7.
No, I don't believe that, man. Now I don't believe that for black. Wait a second.
No, it should be working still. I mean, all white's options are very limited here. I think.
Yeah, but at least you got at least you got that for free, right? So like you can.
Yeah. Well, but I think that after she recovers from initial shock, that I think that queen h5 was blunder, and after black recovers from initial shock, that.
And what was the best one?
No, I think that just basically, king e7. Now it's becoming some kind of crazy stuff. But I think that she could take on f6. I don't believe that there is perpetual.
There is enough.
I think take on f6, queen f6, rook takes d1. Okay, now it's unclear, but I think that bishop f6, queen f6, rook takes d1, king h2. And now I would go for something like queen
f1. Queen g6. I need to go.
Yeah, I can just run.
Go
king f8. I don't believe you have enough.
No, yeah, it's probably
to kind of because queen f1 is quite important. Probably.
Yeah, like
just
probably
to get my queen to defend. And by the way, I'm threatening mate.
Exactly. A little detail there. No, that must be
in case you decide to do something else.
Well, you can still do something here. So let's, for example, I was thinking like check, and you can't really go. Well, you can go here and then go e8, right?
Queen e6. No, I think queen e6 is just finishing.
No, but like how?
But king e8.
Okay.
Then I will cover with queen e7.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm quite good in running with king, so
let me try. Let me try one last try. So something like that. But,
okay. Yeah.
Okay, then I can f7 and then like another rook. Yeah. Okay. Too much.
Maybe king f8 even here already.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, that was interesting, but then you have to see Queen f1, I think, in that situation. So
yeah, maybe yes. No, I think what happened was one game finished already. So I'm sorry to say, but your guy lost. So,
wow, and that was actually
junior party.
Yeah, and that was actually for in the position
pretty.
that we were thinking that was okay for black for quite a while.
Yeah, well, that was the one actually I probably liked the most from your guys.
Yeah, but then okay,
but he blundered. He blundered knight c6. Okay.
But already here, like there's quite a lot. c6 is already. I think he already gave one pawn.
Yeah, he relied on some tricks with knight f4 connected, but somehow it didn't.
Okay, that was
out.
quickly went south, as they say, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, so this board is probably still the most interesting.
Oh, this became like a total chaos. I think that this is what, but generally it's obvious that it's what white could wish for.
Oh yikes! I'm not sure.
G3. Okay, knight d5.
Yeah, that was probably
perpetual, or
if not mate, because you can go with
maybe not mate. Yeah, but knight d5 is definitely going to happen.
Yeah, you don't have any other choice because f1 is hanging.
Yeah.
So you need to check.
I think that something like what should happen. I mean, black should do rook takes d5, I guess, and then queen f7 and e d5.
Why not take with the pawn?
f1 is hanging also. I mean, rook on f1 is hanging. So.
Yeah, I know.
Taking with the pawn is rook f7. Huh? It's just made in 2 or 3.
Yeah, probably it is.
G6, huh? I thought so. At least they can go. Yeah, don't believe you can go to e5.
I want to.
maybe you have queen. Okay, I will mate you to queen f5.
Right.
And e5.
d5, I think it also is made.
Queen d5 is quicker. Yes.
Okay.
Knight d8 happened.
Yeah, no, okay. That was so. Like, I need to take with the. Oh my goodness! But how is that any different? So you're still going to? Oh, I'm going here.
Yes, that is the point. But I wanted to play queen f7, not rook f7.
I think, I mean, in this scenario, you can probably take on d5. And, well, okay, but you probably want the queen there. Sorry.
Yeah, it would be
confusing the buttons. And can I go d6 now? Oh.
d6. Oh.
Yeah,
I still can turn you back like with queen g6.
Yeah, because like the reason I didn't like queen f7 king d8 because you can also like do. Oh no, you cannot. Oh, you can. So something like that. So like again, like I'm just kind of fantasizing here with the idea that I can. Oh no, f1 is hanging. Damn.
Yeah. No, I cannot really do. Okay, this again. There is another one finished, and this time it's better news for you guys.
Oh wow, we won!
Managed to capitalize somehow.
So that was like we left it somewhere around here. No, it's actually much earlier. So okay, so yeah, like he continued playing for that. Okay, that he chose a very different way of playing that. Okay, so basically that's already a piece, right? Okay.
Yeah, this is already winning. Yes, d8 is coming.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So good news. Yeah. At least it's not 6-0. I'm always concerned that it might happen. No, it might happen.
I'm sure the match is gonna end up clearly. So.
Ooh, look at that 95 piece played.
Why? Yeah, I would think that queen c7 and knight takes c6.
Yeah, I was also thinking that.
Knight c8 is probably even better. I mean, it's just winning. I mean.
Yeah, but the idea is like she probably wants to play rook f7.
But this is gonna be
hard,
very tricky,
nerve-wracking for you, I'm afraid.
No, not really. I'm used to this in a way. So that's a part of being team captain. So.
Black can also play something like, I know, like in the rook h3 probably.
But this should be completely winning for black now. Okay, draw was agreed on board 4.
4? Okay.
Yes. So we are down to 3 games when the score is equal. Board 1 is, it seems that we are winning. Okay, your board 3 won for you.
Oh, she just blundered the rook.
Yeah, I just went low on time. So probably the decisive game is going to be on board 6.
And 1. So what's the score now? Is it like, so we...
you are leading by 1. I think it's 2.5, 1.5.
2.5 and 1.5 and 2 games in progress?
Yes, but
okay.
It seems that we are winning on board 1. So it's...
yep.
Board 1 is completely winning, and now we are down to board 6, where everything is going to be decided.
Is it completely winning? Like, how many pieces do we have on the board? I'm trying to count.
Not.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think that not enough.
Not enough.
You just got 1 less.
Yep.
Oh, but
okay.
This is very unclear, I think, for how the position stands.
Rook f7 probably. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then anything can happen in the end game. Bishop g6.
Why not bishop g6?
Yeah, bishop g6 would be definitely better. H4 now.
Yeah, that's unpleasant enough for white. I wouldn't want it. Well, f5 probably, then white needs to play f5.
Yeah, f5 for bishop f7 and bishop h5 somehow. Maybe all right.
Rook f4 and h3. That would be my plan after that.
Yeah.
So f5, rook f4.
F5 probably is gonna happen as well.
Yeah, it's like something like that. Rook f7, rook f4. Okay. Yeah, and rook f4 and h3 I would want.
Yeah, maybe. But then you are letting me get to d1, which may be tricky. Yeah.
That's also true, but is it that bad for white? I mean, if I don't drop a4...
No, I think the position should be fine for white. I don't think that white is struggling here. Well, now exactly what usually happens in these situations is when the time is becoming totally decisive.
The most important factor for sure. Yes.
Now just good nerves and a bit of luck is required in order to survive here. So now black has to bring the king simply. King to g5.
Oh my goodness, I'm not sure I like it for white anymore.
Yeah, now when king comes to g5, then I definitely like it for black. Then bishop comes to c8 and
I think she was like to do almost like like rook f4, e4, e5, d5, d6, but it's so slow. And you probably get made.
It's not going to be working. Yeah, I guess so. That would be. Also bishop f7 at some point simply. So now I would just bring the bishop.
No, it's like I think this
to c6.
I think this was too slow. Yeah, I think it's really not for. Yeah, bishop f7.
Bishop f7 is soft because it doesn't threaten anything.
You can probably even play like rook, c8.
But she kind of trusted black's threat. Okay, now they repeated moves once, but this is a problem when actually here you cannot really interfere when basically players do not know what the score is, and so I think that she is not completely aware how does the position stand here. But well, she decided to go for.
What about rook e8 now? Can you throw in
rook e8, bishop h7? I think that's the idea.
You can probably get to.
Bishop h7 is going to happen anyway. Now.
That's unfortunate for white. I think she didn't see it.
Yeah. Bishop g8 was tricky actually. When you are low on time, just bishop takes f5 should be fine. Just take and then.
No, you need to take, of course.
Yeah.
Oh.
Take and she probably hopes for rook e6, yes, but now rook f3 for instance. Or maybe she can repeat. Oh, she can go king f4 first. Oh, king g6 is not. King f5 now.
Yep.
Yeah, basically
h3
should happen.
What about h3?
h3 take and rook e6.
Is it one?
Yeah, I think so because I would get to your d3 pawn. Well, it's pretty tense. Yeah, rook e3 is
No,
now.
now it's completely gone.
Maybe check first, even.
Yeah, rook it over.
Start with rook e2. Rook f6. Oh, I don't know if this was required, but let's say. Okay, now she will have to go once again.
Well, at least the positive side is that Charlene is playing really long game, putting a lot of resistance, but I'm afraid that this is going.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's objectively a very tough end game for White, I think. So
yeah,
not really. I can g3 now probably is gonna happen.
Yeah, I think.
But this is probably.
This is about
E2
over.
maybe. Oh,
no, there's two and mate. Yeah. That's it.
Yes, H2 and mate. It's gonna happen.
Okay. Yeah. I think.
Well, sorry for that. Yeah, but well, it was a tough match. I think that we picked the right one to because this was really close call, and yeah. Well, good luck with the rest of the tournament.
Thank you for your time, and I really appreciate it. And it was an interesting for me personally, for sure, and I'm sure for the viewers as well. So, wishing your team good luck in the rest of the matches. It was close. I think we were really close to kind of snatching a match point.
Yeah, maybe winning the match. Yes.
Yeah, but well, it was not to be. All right.
Okay. Thanks again for the invitation, and hope all the best to your viewers and your team.
Thank you so much, and good luck for your team in the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Buzz.
All right, so that was a bit heartbreaking, I must say. I think we were really close for kind of snatching at least a match point. Yeah, like maybe 2 match points here, but okay, well, it was unfortunately not to be. So let's check the standings, and I think that will be like, well, then we will wrap up for the day. So yeah, like we lost with the smallest of margins of 3.5 to 2.5. It was very close call, so that's and we still have few more matches where probably we're going to have a little better chances. Yeah, but the first day was tough. There is no way around it. It was tough, and like the the drawing of the lot was like that. Let's check maybe a little bit the situation in for the all teams. The matches are not finished yet, and but so for the moment Slovakia is leading, and yeah, it's actually the Slovakia is now the only leader after this day, because Romania and Greece have played 3-3 versus each other, right? So Slovakia is 6 match points, Romania and Greece, and Latvia 5 points each. Although Latvia was playing, like, didn't meet any of the direct competitors yet, so they're probably a little tougher day ahead for them. And yeah, unfortunately, we didn't score a single match point, so we are sharing like a last places with Thailand. Austria is just a little bit ahead of us by kind of a board point. But so the good news, there is always tomorrow. We have slightly easier schedule tomorrow, and let's hope for our team winning the match finally in the Division 2. Tough, but it was also very interesting and educating, I think, entertaining at points. So I think with that, I'm going to wrap up for the stream for today. It was really a pleasure hosting you here. It's like I'm seeing we're having 172 viewers, which is like 160 more than we had the last time around. So I don't know what happened. Probably we got raided by somebody else. Somebody sent us the viewers from some other stream that was ended or whatnot. But it was fun. It was interesting. We had 2 grandmasters today. We had Olimpiu commenting on the match with Romania. I think that's it. I'm signing off. See you tomorrow, 6 p.m. If I remember correctly, the first match tomorrow is going to be what, with Thailand, right? Let me double check. Actually, that's an interesting thing. Where do we start tomorrow? Yeah, the first match tomorrow is going to be Thailand at 6 p.m., followed by Austria and Israel. And I do actually have, or I already secured a couple of interesting speakers, like who are representing these countries, or at least for Thailand and Israel. So we are going to continue tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thanks everyone who stayed until the end of the day today. Have a good night and good luck, and see you tomorrow.